What's going on, everybody? Today's episode, he did it! Let's go! The guy did it, not me, this guy. He's got some big news to talk about, and we're gonna sit here and hear all about it. Stay tuned, it's the Burn Down Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Burn Down. I'm Justin, aka the Dapper Cigar. This gentleman is...
I'm Eric, aka Brother Cigar.
If you're new to this channel, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and please hit the bell to be notified for every single time we drop a new video. Every single episode on every Friday. Every single episode on every Friday?
We drop a new episode every Friday. My man Justin's really excited.
I'm excited.
We drop a new episode every Friday. Check out the YouTube. We drop how-tos, educational videos, and obviously our podcast. Check out our website, burndownpodcast.com. Become a member. $5 a month. Exclusive discounts. Monthly giveaways, which we'll be doing tonight. We give away a whole bunch of stuff. And we also offer the chance to do a Zoom session with Justin and I. So come down, be a member. $5 a month, Burn Down Podcast.
All the links, I was going to say all that shit will be in the description below. Yeah. So check it out. We love you guys. We appreciate it. Let's get into the episode.
Let's do it, man. Yo, you did it. You fucking did it. Did it.
Are we allowed to say, I always know, are we allowed to say that on YouTube? Probably not.
What? You fucking did it?
Yeah, you can't say any of that stuff on YouTube.
Why? We curse all the time. You say
I know, but every time you
fuck every time.
I know, but every time on YouTube, I watch some videos and they say that if you curse on YouTube, you can't monetize. They will not monetize your episode.
Oh.
So, not like they're going to monetize us anyway because we're a cigar show. But anyway, I fucking did it! I got engaged.
That's for damn sure.
That's what we're talking about here. I got engaged. We're going to talk about how it happened. We're going to talk about a little vacation that I had. We're going to celebrate.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to. I don't know what's going on, man.
The man's excited that we're going to celebrate. I bought some cigars for us to smoke. I brought over some of our favorite Angel's Envy to drink, and we're going to sip, we're going to smoke, and we're going to hear all about the crazy stuff that happened on this journey to engagement. So, without further ado, let me brought some cigars that we're gonna.
Yeah, let me see. I'm excited. You said that to celebrate, you brought some good stuff, and I have no idea what it is. So now I'm looking forward to sticker for the sticker board, and you best believe. So let me pour out this for you while he gets that because this is Angel's Envy. This is our favorite. Absolutely love it.
Here, put it down first.
Oh, hold on, put it down. Can I smell it at least? Okay, what do we got? Let me see. Oh! Okay.
Smoking good in the neighborhood. How's that chocolate smell?
Okay.
The Padron 40th.
The Padron 40 years.
I mean, I thought it was only right.
Bruh. And
then I got... Because this is an exclusive time of our lives.
Oh, bro. Dude, can't go wrong with Padron. My man.
I obviously thought of you right away, so.
Appreciate you, bro. Padron, 40 years.
Last time we smoked Cubans. On my engagement, we smoked Cubans and the Eagle Rare, so. I mean, I got the Padron for you, but I got the Zeno Platinum exclusive series.
Another banging smoke.
So.
Banging.
We got non-Cubans and Angel's Envy.
Daddy lack.
And,
Daddy lack.
Justin's favorite cigar is Padron. So.
I love Padron. Padrons and Opuses. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Padrons and Opuses. And it's funny. I'm actually glad there's a Padron because the first cigar that I smoked was, I'm not gonna tell you specifically. I'll wait until the episode starts. But the first cigar I smoked to celebrate was an Opus X, and I had an Opus and a Padron. I'm like, which one am I gonna do? And I picked the Opus. Now it's time for the Padron.
It all happens for a reason.
It all happens for a reason, man. Oh, daddy lax.
So let's cut it up. Let's spark it up. Let's talk it out. And let's burn it down.
Let's do it, baby.
Come on. cheers to your engagement, to you and Kelly, to the happy couple, for saying the resounding yes, I would assume.
Actually, I don't even think she was so excited at the end. I'm like, you did say yes, right? She's like, I think so. I blacked out. I don't know.
Salud. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So good. So good.
Bro,
it's like a sweet burn.
Yeah.
It's so delicious.
I don't get it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Dude, it really is.
And with this cigar here,
Come on now. Bro.
So, your man brought me Padron, 40 years. Absolutely love 40 years. And I'll be getting into it. The first cigar that I smoked, I was telling you, I'm glad it's Padron because I had brought a bunch of cigars. And there was one particular that I was saving for this specific event. It was the Opus 20 year. And I had the Opus 20 year, and I had a Padron 50 year. I'm like, which one am I gonna smoke? And I went with the Opus X. I'm like, this is the one originally.
You did text me. You did ask for a recommendation.
I know. And I'm like, you know what? I had this one. This is the one that I was saving for this occasion. I smoked it. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic stick. So I'm actually glad that I picked that one and stuck with my original choice because now Eric brought me to Padron, the 40 year.
That's right.
Fantastic stick. I actually had I had a Don Carlos 2015. I had an LFD Reserva Especial in the morning one day. I had a Romeo and Juliet Wide Churchill.
My man was smoking good.
Bro, I was smoking good.
So for the people who obviously don't know, Justin was in St. Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
Never been to St. Lucia, but I want to hear how you transported the ring from the house to the airport, getting through the airport, getting on the airplane, getting off the airplane, traveling to the hotel, bringing it to where you had to bring it. Let's hear how that went down.
So first off, to go to St. Lucia there was a little bit of some hiccups, some challenge you had to get. You had to get the COVID test. You had to fill out a health screening form, which is basically, have you come into contact? No. Have you had symptoms? No. Yeah. Just no. Sign it, date it. There was a travel authorization form to basically let the St. Lucian government know that, yes, I'm an American coming in for this amount of days, and then you leave. So a couple other things. But anyway, so I had the ring, and I put it in my backpack. And Kelly doesn't go into my backpack. I have my cigars in there. I have my laptop. I had the travel documents. I took care of everything. So I had it in my backpack. So I was going to carry it on. And the one thing I was thinking, I just hope that they don't ask to check my bag when it goes through the screening. And then like, oh, what's this box, right? But they didn't check that. But the one little scare was when Kelly had the forms. She's like, hey, do you want me to put the forms back in your backpack? I was like, no, don't worry. I got it. She's like, no, I can. I said, no, there's a table right here. I got it. Put it back in there. Like, I don't want her rummaging through my backpack.
Stay away from the bag.
So get on the plane, get to St. Lucia, and then when you get to St. Lucia, there's a whole... I'll dive into this, Craig, but to answer your question with the ring, so I finally get to St. Lucia. Oh man, and I don't want to... I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of talking this episode, so I want to
we know how that goes.
I want to pump the brakes.
We got to keep you on the pointers only.
So to answer your question, put it in my backpack, got it on, didn't let her go in my backpack at all, and then we got to the hotel, just put my backpack down. She doesn't go in my backpack. It's mostly...
Wait, were you nervous at all about transporting it? You weren't worried about it?
No, actually not at all, because the backpack never left my sight. I always had... The only time it left my hands is when it went through the security. But I was watching it. I'm nobody's touching it. It's my backpack. And what people had asked me was, how did you get into St. Lucia with that? I'm like, what are you talking about? They go, well, don't you have to, how did you bring, that's expensive piece of jewelry, or did you have to declare? It's like, no, I don't tell them shit.
Yeah.
They say, but you don't fill out the form. I said, yeah, just say no, sign it and go.
Yeah, what do you have to fill out for?
Well, certain things, if you're bringing over $10,000 worth of cash, you have to claim that.
Oh.
If you're bringing plants, you have to claim that. If you're bringing animals, you have to any food. But any sort of, or valuables, jewelry, if it's over a certain amount, you got to claim it. I'm like, no, fuck no.
That's a headache.
No. Check it. And they're like, really? I said, yeah, I'm not going to, what do you think? I'm going to cause a problem here? No.
Yeah.
So,
Come on now.
and so I basically just carried it to my backpack, and there was no problem, no nothing. I just didn't let her go into the backpack
Smooth
at all.
criminal, huh?
I just didn't let her go into the backpack. And I didn't let anybody come into the room to like do the housekeeping. I just said negative.
Stay away. Stay away. I mean, I remember the only scare I had when we were in the car going to my parents' house. I had a jacket on and I had the ring box in my pocket. And then she just wanted to like come in and give me like a hug, and she was like, "Aw," and I was like, "Stay away, get away from me!"
Yo, the same thing happened to me. The scare was, so the plan was to do it on the beach, and you'll see the videos. I posted about it. You'll see it, but I did it on the beach. I had this whole "Marry Me" thing set up with fireworks and sparklers and sparklers, not fireworks, on the beach. Did this whole photo shoot prior. And then had a video done as well, and you'll see the video. And got down on one knee, asked her to marry me on the beach. It was very nice. And then we were on cloud nine. She was ecstatic. She was crying. She was so emotional. It was great. But I did the photo shoot. So getting ready to go down to the photo shoot. And when we stayed at Sandals, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. Sandals. They took care of everything. I didn't have to think. I just had to drink. That's what I say.
Wow.
It was fantastic. All inclusive. The whole nine. They were very friendly, very helpful.
So did you do it at the end of the vacay?
No, I did it. So I did it the Friday we got. So we got there Thursday. I did it the next day because there was no way I was gonna wait.
Why wait? You got to be on cloud nine the whole vacation.
It's a celebration vacation, not a.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, it's a cellocation.
But imagine you waited till like midweek or end of the week. Like you'd have to bring a ring everywhere you go. You can't leave it in the room. You can't risk that shit.
Yeah, no.
Doing it right away was the right way of doing it.
With Sandals, they give you a complimentary photo shoot as part of the package.
Oh, nice.
I had already booked the photo shoot and the video shoot and the arrangements, and I had the whole thing planned out prior to us even going. So that was already done. But this actually, it worked out where this photo shoot, this complimentary photo shoot, I used that as an excuse to do a photo shoot, essentially. So I said, "Hey, Kel, listen, we got a complimentary photo shoot. It was supposed to be Saturday, but I figured we're not doing anything tonight. Friday night, we didn't have any reservations. It's like, hey, why don't we just do it Friday?" So I scheduled it Friday. She's like, "Oh, okay, what time?" It's like, "Oh, I did it like in the evening during sunset. It'll be great. We'll have a good time. We'll go down and get a couple pictures and we'll go out to eat."
Kind of inklings?
No. She had no clue.
Wow.
So we go down and I meet the people at the photo shoot. I tell her like, "Hey, just dress nice, whatever." So now we're getting ready to go. So I have the ring, and I don't have a jacket on or nothing because I'm in St. Lucia. It's hot. So I just have my white jeans on, my white pants, and just like a short sleeve button up, real like Caribbean. And I had it in my back pocket, but the box was so fucking big that it barely fit. So it's like sticking out my ass like 3 inches.
Got a big ass hemorrhoid.
So now it's weird because like Kelly wanted to take pictures. I'm like just not letting her get behind me. Yeah. I'm just like, stay in front of me, like walk in front of me. I don't want her to see it all. So it's very awkward. So we go down there, we do the pictures, right? We start in this one area by the fire pit, and then we walk down to the garden, we do this whole thing. And
so there was actually a photo shoot going on?
No, there's we did an actual photo shoot.
Oh, shit.
So we did this whole thing, and the day of, that morning of, I went down to the gym. I said, "Babe, I'm going to go to the gym." She's like, "Okay, I'll go to the beach." I'm like, "I'll be back in a little while." And I met with the lady who set everything up. She showed me where to go. She introduced me to the videographer and the photographer and said, "This is how we're going to do it, blah, blah, blah." So
a lot of moving parts, bro.
And I'll tell you, all this stuff was being planned for St. Lucia, but originally it was planned for freaking Barbados, and I had to transfer everything over. So that's a whole nother debacle. But, so I had it in my pocket. The photographer saw it during the first couple of photos, and he's like, "Oh, this boy's about to get busted." So he said, "Kel, can you go?" He's like, "Kel, can you go?" Or Justin, can you guys go around the fire pit, other side? And he's like, "Hold on, Justin, can you come here for a second? Like, just help me out with this." So then he had like Kelly on one side, and then he was walking us towards the other side of the fireplace. She was walking in front, and he gave me like a little wave, like, "Give me the ring, like give it." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I took it out of my pocket, and he put it in his photographer bag, which I was eagle-eyeing the whole time.
I was gonna say that's a ballsy move.
But I didn't have any like thoughts that nothing was gonna happen. They were very, very nice down there. And he was like, he told me at the end, he's like, I saw it during the first couple pictures. I'm like, oh, she's going to feel it. She's going to grab his butt, or she's going to something's going to happen. Yeah. And he's going to spoil it. So he took it.
You didn't want to just take the ring out and just put it in your pocket?
I wanted it in the box.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
true. To open up the box. So
good point.
But it was beautiful. They did everything. They set it up on the beach, and then it was weird because they had it covered, and you can kind of see it through the sheet. And she said that she saw it. Because we did a couple of shots on the beach and a couple. She said that she saw it, but she was like, "That's not for us." Like she didn't think anything of it. She just saw that there was something set up. And then the moment it clicked was when I walked her like through the tiki torches to the spot, and she's like planted her heels in the sand. She's like,
"What's happening?
What's happening?" I was like, "Come on, you got it." She's like, No. I was like, "Come on, let's." I had to like drag her.
Yep, I know how it goes.
And then she saw it, and then she was like all ecstatic. And
so, at what point did the sparklers go off? When she says yes, or when you got down on the knee?
You know, as soon as I got down like on the knee, and she was like jumping for joy. Like everybody knew she was gonna say yes. Like
imagine it went backwards.
Well, like if they
imagine you got on the knee. Not that I would think that at all, but imagine being like someone else. You plan this, and they're like, "All right, when I get it down on the knee, set it off," and they go, "No, I don't want to marry you," and then it's like. Well, this is
whoops! Yeah. Like whoops!
Oh, you always gotta put that in.
It's funny. People always said like, "What if she said no?" I'm like, first off, she's not gonna say no.
Yeah, I would not do this.
I'm like, second of all, if she does say no, she's gonna find her own way back to New York.
Hell yeah! She ain't coming home with me. No,
they did a fantastic.
It looked
job,
awesome, man. It was awesome. I mean, the sparklers and everything. It was fucking killer.
Yeah, and what I was saying is originally we were supposed to go to Barbados, but Barbados had a quarantine that just went into effect like 2 weeks before we were scheduled to go, and it says that you have to quarantine in your room for 5 days.
What?
And I said, we're only going for 7. So I called them up. I said, whoa, even though I have the negative test the whole night? She goes, yeah, you have to. That's a law just got put in by the Barbadian or whatever government. I'm like, what? So this is why I also recommend sandals. They were very accommodating. They said, all right, listen, I told them, can you switch it? What can we do? She goes, we can switch it to any island you want. We can switch it to any date you want. Doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, find all the islands that don't have the quarantine. So she's like Jamaica, Bahamas, Antigua, and St. Lucia. I said, well, Jamaica and Bahamas are kind of out. That's Hurricane Alley. And I said, Antigua, there was nothing available. So I said, St. Lucia. Switched everything over. She's like, no problem. I'll send you your new confirmation. Everything over.
Sick.
And then JetBlue was the same way. They wound up upgrading us, which was nice because I told them about. I'm like, listen, this is a very important trip. And they upgraded us. And then I had to call up the lady again and say, listen, all that stuff that I said for Barbados, do the same shit, but for St. Lucia. And she took care of it and everything.
Wow, so. They really hooked it up. Because I could have went down south real bad.
And then,
imagine you had to plan a whole new. Imagine they couldn't accommodate you.
So that's why I'm saying sandals took care of it. As soon as we got there,
that's A1 customer
service. It was. I felt honestly as soon as I got off the plane, like it was. As soon as I got past the security and stuff, as soon as I got like my bags, sandals was there. They're like, "You going to sandals?" I said, "Yes." They go, "Follow me." What's your reservation? They had all the reservations. They put you. Here's the bus. You got to take you over there. Go through the island. As soon as you get there. They said, "What's your name?" Blah, blah, blah. No problem. We're going to bring up your bags. They follow you. They're like, listen, your bags will be up there. They walk us up to the lounge because we had a club room, which meant we had the club lounge. It wasn't like a regular room. So they brought us up. They greet us with rum punch. I said, here's your first drink of the trip, rum punch. Took care of everything. Where do you want to eat? When do you want to eat? Like, what restaurants you want to go to? What excursions? Everything. Everything was taken care of.
What kind of excursions did you do?
So we had 4 booked. We only wound up doing 3 because one of them got canceled. But the first one we did was horseback riding in the Caribbean Ocean.
Cool.
Which wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. You couldn't really gallop with the horses. It was walking the whole time. And then the horses that you walked with weren't the ones that went into the water. They had a special one to go in the water. But it was still kind of nice. Yeah. Kelly's more used to down in Texas where she can run with them.
Them stallions are running free, boy.
But it was still nice. We did that. We did the soufre experience, which is... Soufre actually means like sulfur in the air. So it's a town that just stinks of sulfur. But they have like the sulfur mud bath, which I'm sure you saw. You go into the hot springs. It's like a hot tub.
Does that feel good?
It actually, everybody was saying that it was unbearably hot. They're like, "Oh my, dude, it's so hot, but just do it anyway." It wasn't that hot. It was like a hot tub.
All people, a bunch of pansies.
It was hot, but it wasn't unbearable. Like once you got in, you were fine. And then we did the waterfall with that. We went scuba diving, drinking rum punch in the ocean, like just fucking
living,
dude. It was living. Had lunch and then a booze cruise the whole way back. Had Caribbean moonshine. I was hammered after it.
Yeah.
Got back to the island. I was like, "Well, I need to, babe. We're going to dinner. I gotta go lay down."
Where was I? I forgot where. I don't know where I was when you called me. I think I must have been home. But I remember.
You and Marissa, when we first called you.
Yeah.
You and Marissa were out somewhere. You were at dinner somewhere.
Oh, that's right. We were out to dinner. We were out to dinner at a place by me and my.
I forgot. Like just today. I'm like, shit. Did I call like Eric? I'm like, because he called me, and I was like ecstatic when he got engaged. I'm like, did I call him? Because we called so many. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. I was like, oh no, I did call him. I was like, okay. No, so I almost felt bad. I was like, shit, I didn't call him.
No, I have like when we go out to dinner, we kind of just put our phones to the side and put them face down.
Yeah, as you should.
And like whatever, a quick moment went by, and I just took a look, and I was like, oh shit, because I knew you were doing it tonight. And Marissa was like, "You get a call? You get a call yet? You get a call yet?" I'm like, "No." So then, like, I kind of forgot about it, and I looked at my phone. I said, "Oh, Justin just called, and we got to call back." And Marissa hopped up from the other side. She said, "Call him back now." We were like yelling in the restaurant. We're like, "Yeah, let's go!" Everyone's like, "What's going on with these people around here?" We're like, "Let's go, yeah!"
And that's what I was like. I'm like, Marissa, hold up yours. Kelly, hold up yours. And then Marissa coined the phrase. She's like, "We're the burn down brides."
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, "Let's go!"
The burn down brides.
I was like, "Let's go!"
Wow, we might need to make a T-shirt for
that's
that.
That's when you hashtag the burn down brides.
Wow. I forgot she said
yeah,
that.
she coined that phrase. It was good.
Burn down brides. Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good moment.
But they, so when we did that, and that excursion was great. Then we actually had a whale and dolphin watching excursion, which got canceled because they needed a minimum amount of people to make it worth their while. And I think we were like the only people that booked it. So they wound up canceling it. But it worked out because we had a few excursions back to back. So Thursday we got there, didn't do anything. Friday didn't do anything. Saturday morning, Saturday maybe nothing. I think Saturday morning we did something. And then Sunday didn't do anything. And then we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday booked.
Oh, that's good.
So Tuesday was the dolphin whale watching and wound up getting canceled. So it actually worked out so that we had a day in between because we were exhausted after that.
Yeah,
that's
sometimes
free.
when you do a lot of excursions, a lot of planning on vacation, it gets exhausting. Sometimes on vacation, it's just good to just vacay, like no plans.
So we wanted to do stuff, but it was nice to have that thing in between. So I would recommend that you do like an excursion and then the next day chill. And then do an excursion or something the next day, chill. Because a lot of the excursions that we had were morning stuff. It's like the horse stuff. You got there at 9, you got back by like 12. Yeah. And then the souffle was a little bit longer. You left at like 9, got back by like 3. And then we did this catamaran lobster lunch cruise.
Nice.
Excuse me. So super relaxing. It's just a cruise. Like slowly you're laying, the catamarans have like the big netting.
Yeah.
So we're just laying in the netting and just drinking. And then this guy, the chef, he made a 3-course like shrimp cocktail, lobster bake with like grilled mahi, and then a cheesecake dessert. He made this 3-course meal for like 12 people, all on this like tiny little stove. And it was probably like the best meal I had.
Killer.
It was unbelievable.
Where is St. Lucia? I don't know where St. Lucia is.
So St. Lucia is, if you're familiar with like the Bahamas or the Caribbean, not the Bahamas, but you know how there's like
off the coast of Florida, right?
Yeah, so there's Florida, right, and then it kind of goes like this and goes down. It's one of the southern islands down there. Yeah. So if you'll have like Jamaica, right, Bahamas, and then Aruba's like I think down over here, and then I think Aruba's further down, but then it kind of comes down like this, and you'll have like Antigua, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia.
Not to get off topic, but like, how do people fucking live? Like, how do people start living there? Like, how do people just show up on an island? Did they give you again any history about St. Lucia? Like, how do you just start civilization on a little island in the middle of nowhere?
The history was, I believe that it was the British and the French were fighting for control, and I think the French wound up.
You would know this.
That's what they were saying on the tour guide, and the French wound up. I believe the French wound up winning. They had a bunch of fights back and forth, a bunch of wars about it, but that's why they speak like Creole, kind of French down there. And then. So now I think it's St. Lucian government now that they got their freedom or whatever, but it's all, they said there's like 150,000, 180,000 people that live on the island, and they said that it's 6-1 women to men. 6-1. And that's why she's like, that's why all the men are happy. All the men are always happy, always smiling. 6-1.
That's a ironic place to get engaged.
But it was everybody was super friendly.
Yeah.
Super friendly. Like I feel it almost felt like it was required by the workers to say hi to you every time they walk past, because every single person that was working there, or every single one of the staff workers, or if it was an entertainer, whoever it was, restaurant, the waiters, the server, whatever, every single person said, "Hi, how are you? Good morning, yeah, man." Like every one of them.
I love that.
It was fantastic.
Dude, just saying hi to like people, like anybody, like just saying good morning or saying hey when you walk by. When random strangers say hi to you or acknowledge you, there's something to say about that. Like when I go house upstate all the time, anybody that I pass, give them a little honk.
That's them. They all honk to each other. Every single one of them.
And 9 times out of 10, I'll get a wave from everybody. You drive past someone, give them a wave, they wave you back. So that's nice that they do that. That's good.
It was great, dude. It was one hell of a trip. And then like I said, I recommend Sandals because for all the excursions that we booked, the night before we got back to our room, there was a piece of paper that was slid under the door, and it was a slip that just said, "You have to be here at this time tomorrow morning. Bring this, don't bring that. Make sure you're wearing sunscreen, bathing suit, whatever." Like everything. It had the confirmation, you signed it, and you gave it to them.
You really had nothing. You really didn't have to think about anything. You just had a drink.
I said, there's 5 restaurants. We want to eat at these 5 restaurants. And she's like, okay, when do you want to? Yes, it doesn't matter. The top priority is this one. All right, that one you can do it Tuesday. Book it Tuesday. Second priority, this one. That one's available Wednesday. Book it Wednesday. And she made all the reservations.
All beforehand?
Yeah. This was like the next day we got there.
Wow, that's great.
Unreal. And on top of it,
you didn't have to think. Just drink.
And on top of it, you're in fucking paradise.
Dude,
paradise.
Some of the videos that you were taking, I showed one Marissa, the one where you were the little silhouette smoking a cigar on the beach.
That was the opus.
I was like, damn. I'm like, that's a sick ass, like, just like, visually looked awesome. Like it was just kind of like your silhouette with the mountains in the back, with the sun going down, smoking a cigar with the fedora on. And I was like, man, this man is living. I was like, I want to do that in Aruba when I go.
Aruba is like same thing. It's unbelievable. It was unbelievable, and it rained almost every day for like 10 minutes. It would rain in the morning at like 6 because we were up early a lot. We were up at like 6 o'clock, 6:30 every day for some reason.
Really.
But it didn't matter because like I was waking up, but I wasn't. I got drunk like one night. The rest of the nights you weren't really drunk.
Yeah.
But I got drunk when I had that Caribbean moonshine, which was, dude, talk about hot stuff.
Do they have cigars down there where people like selling cigars?
They did, but they had Cubans in the gift shop. But I was like, I brought all my other stuff, and everybody was asking like, where'd you bring those? Did you buy those? Where'd you get those? I'm like, I brought them. They go, how'd you bring them in the country? I said, I just fucking brought them.
Yeah.
They go, you didn't have to like declare. I said, no, nothing. No, and check it.
Yeah, really.
My dog is trying to get into the studio right now. But anyway, so I had the mountains were beautiful. This one trip that we went on, we were snorkeling off. So there are mountains there. They have the Piton Mountains. It's Piton. But it's French, so you say the Piton instead of the
Piton.
Yeah, the Piton Mountains.
The Piton Mountains.
And their beer is Piton beer. And on the beer, it has a picture of the mountain. So we took a cruise, and they're like, those are the people. So I'm looking at, I have a video of you see the beer, and I look up at the mountains, and it's the same ones.
Yeah, you put that up on Instagram.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
And we wound up scuba dive or snorkeling right next to the mountain, like right there.
Was it you that you scuba dive with the sunken ship? Did you tell me that, or was that somebody?
No, that we didn't scuba dive. We only snorkeled.
Oh, that's what I meant. But
yeah.
Okay.
But we snorkeled, and then after we're snorkeling, you jump off the other side. Like you were jumping off the boat. Like I'm like, can we jump off the boat? He's like, yeah. It's like, can I do a backflip? He goes, yeah, I'll do one. And the guy did a backflip off the boat. So jumped off after I was done snorkeling. I was like, can we just go swim? He's like, yeah. So they had the mountains right there. Jumped off the boat. Dude, I have a sick picture. Just so you're in the water and it's like 100 feet down. There's nothing. Okay? When you jumped in on the other side, you took the goggles and you look. I said, Kel, look down. She's like, I don't want to. So just look. You look down.
Can't see.
Disappears. There's nothing.
Oh, that would freak me out, dude.
And then you have to swim over to the rocks where the coral or the reef is, and then you can snorkel. So after that, I jumped off the other side, and there's nothing, right?
Dude,
that's
creepy.
And I'm just swimming, like just laying back, and there's a picture of the mountains in the back. It started raining. I'm like, dude, it was unreal, man.
Dude.
They had hammocks on the resort. They had hammocks in the water. So Kelly's got a picture. I'm smoking a cigar, just laying in the hammock, and the water's like comes up like over you and then kind of goes below you, and then it comes up over you and it goes. Oh, dude, it was just heaven. It was heaven, man.
That's wild that you were snorkeling and then you just can't see, because that's like I don't really have many fears, but.
Fear of like the unknown,
open water, like open ocean, and not knowing what's beneath you freaks me out,
dude. So they had the anchor. They anchored the boat. When you get in, right, you can. It was creepy. So
you watch the anchor just disappear.
Yeah. So you look at the rope, and the rope just goes into the abyss.
Oh god!
I wish I had a video of it, because then you go to when you go to the reef, and you turn around, you look back at the boat. All you see is just like nothingness, and then you just see like the bottom of the boat with the anchor, and there's nothing.
It's black.
It's like you can see to the boat, like you can just see the sun rays like coming through the water, but like you can't see. You can see the boat, but then like if you look past the boat, it just keeps going until it disappears. If you look down, it keeps going until it gets dark. It was wild, and I'm just laying there in the ocean. Just
did you see like sea turtles or anything like that? Like,
no, we saw a bunch of fish. We saw an eel.
You saw fish?
We saw a ton of it. Saw a bunch of it. We saw eel. Didn't see any turtles. Didn't see. Wanted to see a starfish. Didn't see one. We saw a bunch of sea urchins. You know what sea urchins look like? Sea urchins are like black balls with porcupine spikes coming out of them.
Yeah.
Ton of those.
When I went to Cancun, I went snorkeling, and there was this big conch shell, and
the magic conch.
The conch shell, and I swam all the way down, and I grabbed it, and I brought it home with me. I wanted to give it to Marissa, and I was like, Marissa, I swam down to the bottom of the sea, like, the sea in Mexico, and I brought this back to you. She's like, all right, great. So like a week goes by, and she had it like on her dresser, and all of a sudden like a fucking creepy crawler came out and like slid out and just died. And Marissa's mom was like, where did this come from? She's like, oh, Eric brought it from Mexico. She goes, you can't bring that here. That's bad luck. So she ended up like flushing that whatever came out of the conch shell and threw out the conch shell and threw the whole thing out. But because I put it in my bag, I was like, oh, there's nothing in here. And like a week later, I guess there was something living in there, and they just died, and it just like kind of just slid out, and it was like slime.
Ugh.
And my mom was like, get this out of my house. This is bad juju.
Well, they said, that's one of the reasons why they make you declare if you're bringing back any plants or animals, because they're worried that you're going to introduce new species to different islands. So that's why they say. So that was probably like, you introduced a new species to this land that can't survive here. Or
good job, Eric.
But it was one hell of a trip. We met so many couples there. Met so many friends. We met this couple there. We met them on the trip, on the bus ride going to the resort. They're sitting right in front of us. Named Dusty and Megan.
Dusty,
great couple from Alabama.
Wow,
great couple.
Southern people are the best.
We made friends with them immediately. hung out with them the whole trip. Like the whole trip, like, oh, what are you guys doing? Like, hang out here. We went to dinner with them twice.
Wow.
Or 3 times maybe. And had like breakfast with them. We're hanging out, playing volleyball, hanging out in the pool. We invited them to the wedding. We're like, you guys are coming. We're like, Kelly and I were talking about it. And they had these little things that were just floating out in the ocean. Right? It was probably about, it dropped off and it was probably about like 6 feet deep where these were. So you could like barely touch the bottom. But they're just these little, like almost like lily pads.
Yeah.
That were just floating. You can hop up and sit in them and you're just floating in the water. So we swam out there and I went to Kelly. I was like, Kel, did you tell them? And the girl, Megan, looked immediately at Kelly like she was pregnant. Like, tell me what? I was like, Kelly and I were talking. We want to invite you guys to the wedding. We feel like we have to. You've been here. They're like, oh, we're coming. Absolutely.
Nice.
But just a great family, great couple.
How's that cigar?
Oh, it's fantastic. I felt bad because I had to relight it because I was talking so much.
I was going to say, it doesn't even look like you smoked it because you're talking so much.
I know, but
what should I get? No, but that's awesome. So now the next thing is planning a wedding.
Yeah, already looking at some venues. We're gonna do like an upstate New York wedding.
That's what I figured you guys would do.
Get married outside, either on a lake or like in the mountains, and then reception in a big ass barn. That's kind of what we're gonna do.
Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm about to be done planning.
I know, man.
I'm excited for the wedding and all, but the planning and all the stuff that needs to be put in place, I cannot wait for it to be over.
I know. It's almost like, because there's 2 different options, which I'm sure you're aware of. You can get the all-inclusive one, where like the food and the beverage and the venue, it's all taken care of. Or you can go the other option, where you just rent out the place, and then you got to find catering and find... I'm like, the cheaper option is to rent out a place and then find your own catering and bring your own beer.
Yeah.
But the easier option is to have it all-inclusive.
Yeah.
So it's like... And it's much cheaper if you do it without... Because think about it, like... Because we were talking, I said, if I had the alcohol is the biggest thing. If I could bring alcohol for like a couple $1,000s, you know how much liquor and beer you can get for a couple $1,000s? I can go to the beer distributor and get cases of beer, and then go to the liquor store and get bottles and bottles of wine and all that stuff. For that same, let's say it costs like how much you could get so much for $5,000. Like think about it, $5,000. How much would you get? You could get
beer and alcohol. You get a fuck ton,
right? That same $5,000, they'll charge you like 15 or 20 for if they were to do it themselves.
Convenience fee.
So that's where it's kind of like, which one do you want to do?
You gotta figure it out. Yeah, that's wild.
And I met so many people that were cigar smokers. I'm like, you got to check out my podcast. You got to do here. I met like 5 people. They're all as soon as you smoke a cigar, they're like, oh, you got one for me? I said, yeah, I got one for you.
You know what else I got for you? A motherfucking podcast.
That's like, you got to check the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It's just. I was still on cloud 9. Like everything just went so smoothly. Sandals took care of everything. It was such a great trip.
I know.
Oh, so let me tell you this thing. I didn't tell you about getting off the plane. So
I'm here.
So you get off the plane, and you're right on the tarmac. There's no gate. There's no like what do they call it?
The thing that connects to the airport.
Yeah. What the heck do they call that?
Tunnel? I don't know.
I guess you call it the tunnel. There's a specific name. I forgot. The bridge. There's no gate bridge, whatever they call it. And you go right on tarmac, actually walking through, and then there's this big tent, big old tent. It almost looks like a medical tent, or no, like an army tent kind of thing. You walk in, there's nothing really like structural there. Just this big tent with a couple pieces of wood on the floor, and everybody's in. I felt like I was going through like a zombie quarantine. Everybody's in these like hazmat suit kind of things.
Really?
I'm like, what the fuck? So you walk through and they check your temperature, and then you wait in line, and they have like a bunch of kiosks with these big plexiglasses, like just makeshift wood, a little table with a wood plexiglass. So you walk up, and you have to give them your health screening form, which is, like I said, just the no, sign off. Show them your negative test, and then they put you on your merry way. But they go, are you vaccinated? So if yes, you get a white wristband. If no, you get a red wristband. So I'm looking there. I'm like, so Kelly and I go. I say, no, we're not vaccinated. Get the red wristband. We walk through, and then they say, okay, now you continue on, and you go through immigration and customs and all that stuff. But I'm looking at it, I said, like, are we fucking cattle or something? Like, They're tagging us.
Dude, that's bizarre.
They're tagging you. This cattle goes that. This cattle gets that color. This cattle gets this color. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And it wasn't anything. You take it off when you get to the resort. But I'm like, are we like herding sheep right now?
Dude, we're in a weird place right now.
It was mind blowing.
We're in a weird place.
And everybody at the resort, everybody I asked, whether you were vaccinated or unvaccinated, I asked them. I'm like, dude, what do we think about that? They're like, dude, it's wild. Like, I feel like I'm tagged. Like I got my ear fucking tagged. Yeah. Strange.
Dude, we're in a weird time.
It was strange. And then you go to the resort and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody was wearing masks. Like everybody's walking around. Like the only time you had to wear a mask is if you're like inside the restaurant to get to your seat. But it was one hell of a trip. It was.
Hell yeah, brother.
Loved it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Smoked a ton of cigars.
Got a pretty lady now, officially yours.
Great. It was great. I told her anytime we went out onto the water, I was like, that ring's going in the safe.
That mother off right
now. It's going into the safe. I brought a ring guard too, because she wanted to wear it for obviously. I'm like, babe, we're going on a cruise, you're not wearing it. It's like, so you're going down to the beach, are you going in the water? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you're not wearing it. She's like, I want to wear it.
Take it off.
I let her wear it one time. I put a ring guard on it, and I made her put another ring from another finger on top of it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I had it in the water, and I was swimming with a closed fist the whole time.
Oh, she's got some cojones.
But it wasn't like in the ocean. She was like just floating around. But still, I told him like, nah, I'm like, that's going in the freaking safe.
You better get that motherfucking short, son.
Oh, it is. It's not already.
Right off the bat.
It's already, yeah.
I mean, my Julia was like, before you even buy it, before I even give it to you, you need to get it insured. I'm like, yes, ma'am, no problem.
Oh, so another thing. I realized that I forgot to bring out the little souvenir I got.
Oh, yeah. Whip it out real quick. Where are we at right now?
45.
All right, let's go.
So we're in horseback riding. After you ride over to this little village, and they have a little bar there. You get a couple beers. You're hanging out, waiting for your turn to go into the water with the horse. Had a little shop. I always like to support the locals.
Sure.
So I'm looking around, and I had this guy, little handmade ashtray from St. Lucia. It's like a wooden ashtray, and I think they put sand or something on the inside of it.
Yeah, it's like very grainy.
But I'm like, oh shit. So I said, I took a picture of it too on the gram. I said, I got to get this.
Yeah, look at that.
So I'm like, perfect.
Sick.
So why don't we swap it out?
Yeah, put it in. No homo. That really sounded really bad. Yeah. Swap it out, put it in.
Swap it out, put it in. We do a little menage a trois here.
Look at that. It kind of even goes with our new table here. Kind of like it.
It's small. I tried smoke like the other day. I smoked with my stepfather, and for two people, it kind of the ash fills up really quick. I think it's more of like a cigarette ashtray, but
you got St. Lucia. Do you have a date on it at all?
No, there's no date. It just says St. Lucia, and then it says West Indies.
Oh, West Indies. I thought that was the guy's initials that made it.
So
nice, man.
I mean, it could be. I'm assuming it's West Indies. Isn't that the West Indies down there?
I barely even knew where it was. I guess.
Anyway, but fantastic trip. Couldn't be happier.
Salud, my friend. Congrats.
Thank you.
About to be married men soon.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. We're off the market.
Now, the only thing I would say about all-inclusive is that I think that they might water down their liquor a little bit. But because I had a pina colada, and I saw the guy put 3 shots of rum in it. And I saw it. And he had the ones that like control the pour. So maybe it was a little bit less, but I saw him put at least 3 ounces in there. I'm like, I still can't take shit, man. So
hey,
that's why I was just drinking the beers.
Beers, can't water down beer.
And we did like a bunch of water sports too. I forgot about the water sports. I went wakeboarding.
Oh hell,
we went paddleboarding. Wakeboarding is hard. Wakeboarding is not like
it's hella hard.
Dude, the hardest part is actually getting up on the board.
It is It is a lot of power.
Yeah,
you're on the boat and you're getting pulled, and you have to put the board out. And
that's the hardest part. So the guy was saying, he goes, listen, don't try to pull yourself. He goes, the first thing you want to do is you want to pull yourself up. He goes, don't do that. He goes, keep your arms straight. Let the boat pull you up. He goes, as soon as the boat goes, just let it pull you up, and then once you're up there, then you're
good.
So we did that. We did paddleboarding. We did the hobby cats. Monday we did that souffle experience. Tuesday we hung out. Wednesday we did the luxury cruise, and Thursday we came home. We had dinners every night, drinking. There was shows, hanging out, beach volleyball, pool volleyball,
cigars. Love it, man.
Dude, it's great. And like, no matter where you are, we had the cabanas too. No matter where you are, people are just like, drink. Can I help you? Can I help you? Need something? Can I help you?
They don't buy you any drinks or. Oh, you engage? Oh, drinks for these guys.
Yeah, well, all inclusive, so everybody's doing. They're like, oh, drinks on me.
Everyone's a boss, so all inclusive.
But it was great, man. I kept telling the guy, I'm like, listen, a little extra. I'm like, can I get a pina colada? Get this? I said, you know what? For a little extra fun, double shot of rum. And I kept saying that. So every time I go up, I'm like, hey, a little extra fun. He's like, double shot of rum. And he put,
perfect.
Yeah, man. That's what he kept saying. Yeah, man. They were great. Everybody was so friendly there. It was such a trip. So now, I celebrate.
Well, here is to you guys, to Justin and Kelly, getting engaged, getting married,
settle down, getting married,
find yourself a nice girl, almost every night, man. I got you. But
all right,
cheers to you guys. Congrats.
Thanks.